Hey, how's it going? James here for Paint Games and Cardboard, and welcome to another 10-minute board game review here on the channel. And today we're going to review a family favorite. If you've never played this one, it's a lot of fun. Camel Up, which on the old box it looked like Camel Cup, so for many years I called it Camel Cup. This is the second edition printing of the game. There's not really any differences in the gameplay. There's like a few tweaks, but yeah, let's get into the game and talk about it. On your mark, set, and go, and welcome to Camel Up. So in this game, like I kind of said in the intro, you're racing camels around this little track here, and the goal is whatever camel gets across the first finish line is basically camel number one, right? Now, the cool thing about this game is that there's only a single type of currency in this game, which is coins. So your coins act as your victory points at the end of the game. Whoever has the most coins at the end of the game wins, right? And the cool thing is that there's only 4 actions that you can do in the game. So we'll kind of cover those real quick. So the first action you can do is you can draft one of these cards here. Now, these are round cards, and what it's telling you is you're going to get however much gold if your camel comes in first for that round. Then if it comes in second, you get a coin. And then if it comes in any other places, you lose a coin, right? So in this example, right, the blue camel is obviously up front. And so you have a different color here that you can draft for each color. Second action you can do is here in the middle. You can draft one of these tiles here, which gives you a coin at the end of the round. And that allows you to shake a wonderful pyramid here, which is full of dice, to move the camels. So in this case, purple is going to move 2, right? So I would move 2 there. Now, the neat thing here is that whatever camel is on top and in the front is technically the camel in first place. So the funny thing here is, if you cannot already deduce, is that if a camel underneath you moves, you are going to move with it, which can actually send certain camels way up front. That's also part of the strategy in this game because, you know, obviously purple camel is up front, but none of the other camels have moved. So there's actually a chance that these somehow hop up front if I roll 3 on a yellow, and then let's say if red for some reason moved, then all of a sudden whatever camel's on top of red becomes first. Gets very chaotic very quickly. The other rub in this one, which was not in the first edition as far as I'm tracking, is you also have these, which are the crazy camels, and they are moving backwards on the track. So what could end up happening is, you know, your camel ends up on top of the white camel here, and if for any reason the white camel ends up moving, these camels are now moving backwards with them, which is a pretty fun little wrinkle in the game. So that's action 1, action 2, and then action 3, you can place, so everybody's going to pick a character at the beginning of the game, but you come with this little tile here, which can either boost camels that hop on it, or send them backwards if they hop on it, giving you a coin every time. And you can place this on the board anywhere as long as it's more than one space away from another one. So as an example, you can't place this one here, but you could place this one here. I call these the trap cards. So it's a way to try to rig the game one way or the other. And then last but not least, like I said, each player is going to be a character, but you have these cards with the different colored camels on them. And what you can do is, as your action for the turn, you can vote to bid for which camel's going to end up in first at the end of the game, or which camel is going to end up in last at the end of the game. So it's really up to you which order you want to do it in. And again, sometimes the game gets pretty crazy and your plan never pans out. I've had times, like as an example here, where I'd be like, well, I'm pretty sure red's going to end up moving, but then the red dice never comes out of the cube. And then so red never ends up moving. And then for some reason, you know, yellow ends up in first, or purple ends up way ahead of everyone else. And now you've got people bidding for who's going to end up in first and last at the end of the game. So basically, you're going to keep going for a round. So I'm just going to show as an example. So let's say that roll, that roll, that roll, and that roll. So those would be the rolls for the round. So blue would move 3, yellow moved 1, 2, red moved 1, and then what was it? Green moved 3. So that's not like an example of a crazy one, but so at the end of the round, you end up collecting your winnings from whatever cubes, whatever, how many times you've rolled dice, and then you keep going until a camel eventually passes the starting line. When that happens, you guys go ahead. You're going to score the first and last place, and then whoever has the most coins win. Super easy game, super awesome. So what are my thoughts of this one? So I hope you guys enjoyed this 10-minute game review. I really, really, really like Camel Up. I feel like this is a fantastic game for small parties, for families. You know, it's very kid-friendly. It's easy to understand. Wouldn't recommend like maybe 7 years old being like the youngest that you play this game. There are some pretty little small fiddly bits, and I know kids you kind of have to keep them occupied. But definitely recommend this game. My only hang up with this game is that it can be incredibly swingy. So if you're a competitive type player or somebody who gets very butthurt when they lose a game, well, this is a game that you definitely need to take lightheartedly. The game swings very hard one way or the other. Sometimes things just don't pan out, and so you just got to be willing to laugh it off and just continue playing the game. Other than that, I feel it's fantastic. I know that there was an expansion on the first edition. I don't know if they've reprinted the expansion. I haven't looked that up, which was actually really cool. It added like cameras and some other things to the game, which added a little bit more depth and some more actions that you could do to the game. But overall, highly recommend this game. Really haven't came up with a rating system here on the channel. Maybe I should, but I would definitely give this one a big thumbs up. Add it to your collection. It's real cheap on Amazon or at your local game store. I believe they carry this at like Target, things like that. So go pick up Camel Up and enjoy. And I'll see you guys in the next board game review here on Paint Games and Cardboard.